Joan has highlighted some of our advocacy initiatives. Wanted to remind you that in every issue of OASW's news bulletins, we spotlight specific initiatives. So please read the bulletins to keep informed of what OASW is doing for advocacy and its members. And please pass these along to your colleagues. In supporting our members, OASW has initiated some really exciting professional development opportunities, including the Research Accelerator Grants, Social Work Week, and the Professional Development Fund. I would like to highlight two particular initiatives for 2018. The 2018 OASW Provincial Conference. The theme is Mental Health Across the Lifespan, Social Workers on the Front Lines of Real Issues. The conference will take place on Friday, November 2nd and Saturday, November 3rd at the Chelsea Hotel in Toronto. Through the excellent work of the Provincial Conference Planning Committee, our program will provide participants with 2 outstanding keynote speakers, 28 interactive workshops, a conference-wide expert panel, peer-reviewed poster presentations, and opportunities for networking and informal exchanges. Watch for our call for posters in the near future and consider submitting an abstract. Our team at 410 Jarvis are working on the official launch of our publicity campaign, and over 100 members have already signed up for the conference registration wait list. So this is an event not to be missed, and it is eligible for the PD fund. We also are very excited and proud of our online certificate in advanced social work practice with older adults. This January, in collaboration with the Ontario Telemedicine Network, OTN, the 3rd offering of our online professional development certificate was launched. This year, a record 109 participants registered for the course. Social workers from Ontario, as well as BC, Alberta, Nova Scotia, and Newfoundland contributed to a rich and interactive exchange of experiences, resources, programs, and provincial policies. We already have 78 people on the wait list for the next offering, and we are hoping to present the course again this fall. I am most proud of our ability to offer in-depth professional development online for social workers, expanding access and creating new networks. Thank you. Okay, and now it's my pleasure, on behalf of the OASW Nominating Committee, to announce to this AGM the 2018 election results. This year, just wanted to let you know, there was a record number of OASW members who voted online. And this response is really heartening because we feel that it demonstrates the interest in the ongoing governance of our strong association. As I read your names, will the new board members please stand up and remain standing so that at the end we can recognize you and welcome you. President, Dr. Peter Donahue, acclaimed. Treasurer Secretary Patrick Fleming, elected. Eastern Region Director Evelyn Weger, acclaimed. Is Evelyn? Okay. Central Region Director Christy Hayos, elected. Hamilton Niagara Region Director Christina Harrington, acclaimed. And Francophone Director Sylvie Rivard, elected. We welcome you all and look forward to working with all of you. The work of the nominating committee also includes developing, promoting calls for nominations, and reviewing candidates for the many OASW awards that we offer. And I just would like to say that I would like to encourage all of you to consider recognizing your colleagues. I think it's something we don't do often enough. And the nominating committee would like to encourage you to start thinking now about the future calls for nominations for various awards that will be coming, and they're also on our website. So this year, the 2018 Inspirational Leaders, would you stand as I call your names? Dr. Ann Toth, who was presented with her award at Western Branch Social Work Week event, and Upala Chandrasekhara, who will be recognized a little bit later in today's program. I'd like to also announce that the OASW Lifetime Achievement Award was awarded to Dr. Peter Menzies, who will be recognized and will receive his award in November at the OASW Provincial Conference. And my last announcement is for those wonderful volunteers who were recipients of the Government of Ontario Volunteer Service Awards. And again, if you would stand, and we'll recognize you at the end. Wayne McLean, Central Ontario Branch, 5-year category for service to the branch. Frances Yarborough, Huronia Highlands Branch, 5-year category for her work in branch and branch tools and resources working group. Derek Conliffe, Western Branch, 5-year category, Southwestern and Western branches. Rashad Vahed, Central Ontario Branch, 5-year category, and also provincial board treasurer secretary. Maureen Nebre, Sudbury Branch, 5-year category for her work on the branch. And Susan Haller, Huronia Highlands Branch, 5-year category for Healthcare Advisory Group and APACs. So congratulations. Next. Angela. Dr. Angela Hovey will present her report.
This works. Hi, I'm Angela. Is this so? Can you hear me okay? Is this too far away or in a bad spot? Point it up. Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. How's that? Oh, woo! This is the most exciting part of my report. Just prepping you. This has been my first year in the role of VP of Branch Affairs, and it has been a privilege to serve on behalf of members and to work with the great team of staff and colleagues on the board and throughout the branches and everything. So it's been a really busy and exciting year. And I don't have all the fun stuff that Ellen Sue gets to report on, but I am going to tell you a little bit more about some of the work that's going on behind the scenes that you may not be aware of. So on the back of this, you can see that we have a very large province we're divided into 6 regions here. And so part of my role as VP of Branch Affairs is to try to figure out a way to best connect people and the branches. And so I'm going to start with the branch teleconferences. So this was set up prior to my taking this role on. And so we do annual branch teleconferences with the leadership of the branches 3 times a year. And so this is a place for all of your branch leaders, and many of you are here. I'm seeing some of you here. It's a really great way to connect everybody across Ontario. So we have 11 active branches. You can see the list of those branches that are active under each of the regions there. And this is where the member leaders are connecting 3 times a year. So it's a time for them to share some of the things that they've done really well or that have worked for their branch, ideas that they share with one another, and some of your branches bring those ideas back and test them out as well in your areas. So it's a really great opportunity. We've also used this as a time to even talk about some of the challenges and get feedback from one another. So one of the biggest challenges for the branches this year has really been around engaging members. And so it's so great to see as many of you here, which, you know, for some it's a difficult location to get to and a big travel, like coming from Barrie in traffic. So those teleconferences, this was also the forum to help support the Pass the Psychotherapy Act. So it was a way to reach our branch leaders and actually provide some tips and education on how do we go and meet these MPPs, because most of us don't spend a lot of time doing that. So it was great to have Joan do some education, and Joan and Jasmine put together all these great tips on what to say and how to say it and approach MPPs. So we had an extra teleconference just to support that as well. Now, in addition, as you can see, there are these regions, and the provincial directors, they are the key liaison between the branches and the provincial board. So they are your resource as branches. They have an accountability to the board and are essentially ex officio members of your branches, branch board, shall I say. So this year, what we've done is we've really tried to work on organizing the provincial directors a little bit more deliberately. Not that they weren't organized before, don't get me wrong here. One of the challenges is we do so much work on our board meeting weekends that often there's not enough time to connect as groups who are working together. And so we've created some opportunities for the regional directors to network like provincial directors. As you know, we have 2 provincial directors that are Francophone and student focused, and then the regional directors. And these directors have been using time to network together and to be able to do some problem solving and kind of look at their role and how this is working. And as you know, our structure has only been in place since 2010. Now that sounds like a long time. It actually seems almost long, but it's not. Not when you're meeting, you know, 2 or 3 times a year as a board. It's a very short period of time to see how things are working. So the group of directors is also really looking at you know, how is this role working? How are we making this structure work? And in fact, we have a working group that we've established now to look at the structure and evaluate the structure. So we're working with the staff, some regional directors, some branch presidents that are represented across the province. And so this is some of the work that we are just starting and we'll be looking at to see what's working, what can we improve on, how can we better serve the members of OASW. So that's essentially what I've been up to this year. Oh, I forgot one big thing. We did do a training for branch leadership last fall. And this was an excellent time where rather than only one branch president or representative coming for the board, part of the board meeting, we brought 2. And we wanted to ensure that we included treasurers and Rashad kindly put together an excellent treasurer training, and we put together a bit of an orientation because, you know, everybody's still getting their head around the structure. And it was really a successful event that people found very helpful. Treasurers in particular, as you know, social workers aren't necessarily financial people. You like finances, you want money to do things, but then you got to manage it. So this was really helpful for a lot of our branches to get a better understanding and handle on the treasurer role. So we are committed as a provincial board to continue this and continue to have 2 members from the branches come for training, and we included a leadership workshop the next morning as well that was with the entire board, provincial board, and the branch members that were there for the weekend, and essentially we found it a great time to come together. It was very motivating, very inspiring, and we're hoping to do more of that this year. So we'll see how we work with that with the big conference coming up too. So thank you.
Can you hear me? Way in the back? Yeah? Okay, good. My name is Rashad Vaid. I'm the treasurer, exiting treasurer after 4 short years. There's a lot of sadness in this. I might not make it through this speech. One of the things I've learned after doing this for 4 years is that absolutely nobody cares or listens to the treasurer's speech. Don't clap. Don't pretend now, okay? So I'm going to do something a little bit different because I can't give the same speech again. So what I've done with this year's speech is I've actually rewritten it in the form of a Japanese haiku poem. And there's a lot of debate about the Japanese format, the correct format of the haiku poem. I want you to know that I've gone with the 3-line version with the 5-7-5 pattern on the syllables, if that's okay. So please bear with me. We're going to get through this. The OCSW representative is looking dismayed. Here it goes. Diligence rewards you. Independent auditors. Motion approved. Okay, so needless to say, the board will be a lot more productive after I leave. But listen, I might have missed a couple details there. Let's do the boring stuff. So if you need to check out, if there's a time for a bathroom break, if you find you're overhydrated or need a smoke, this is the time. Our auditor began this report, as they do every year, by saying that we have a strong balance sheet and that the organization has never been stronger. I need to say that again. We have a strong balance sheet and our organization has never been stronger. Crossing the $5,000 membership line was not a small event for us. And we've had year-over-year increases, and what that has meant is that we have had the ability to spend on membership. In reality, year-over-year, when we get to the auditor's report and it's affirmative and in this way, what it means is that all parts of our system is working together. That we have diligent stewardship, particularly from our provincial office, who honestly make the job of the treasurer, they make you look like a superstar because they do all of the work, they're organized, they're responsive, and I cannot thank enough, Joan, Rita, and Anna. Anna's here somewhere, but she's had to chase me down all over the city for check signings, and it looked dodgy. When somebody shows up with a stack of checks, when you sign it and they leave, and that's all that happens, it does not look good. But alongside the provincial office, we have a budget, finance, and audit committee. And I have to tell you, out of all the committees you can sign up for, this is by far the most boring committee you can sign up for. When your regular verbiage includes stuff like financial statement, cash flow, restricted funds, and not restricted in the good sense, but in the bad, boring sense, it is a tough sell. But I have to tell you, we've had excellent membership with the board members. Our current board members is Christy. I saw Christina here, who was a past board member, Bonnie Schroeder, Patrick Fleming was a past board member, and there's a lot of other members. I'm thinking about Eric and Susan and Phelim Lambie, who have all kept this moving. And really, what we do is we make sure that the board has the security to know that our fiduciary responsibility is being well met. That's a new word I learned in the last 4 years. The second piece of this is we get incredible insight to what's happening across the province. And Angela outlined the different regions. The BFA is the other place where you hear about all of the innovations, all of the ways in which people are trying to spend money on their membership, bring social workers together, unify us in innovative activities. And it is completely different. From north to southwest to Toronto to Eastern Ontario, it's completely different, but the Budget Finance Audit Committee, we get to hear about it. Fortunately, we get to approve it, and once in a while, we send a director back out to say, we like the idea, please fine-tune it and send it back. So that's what I need to say about that. I'm really pleased that we have Patrick Fleming returning. That's right, Patrick? Okay, look confident, my friend. Because, just wear it. I'll help you with the haiku. Patrick has been a stalwart member of the BFA for so many years. The continuity is going to be incredible, and I feel so confident knowing that we can pick up some of the discussions that we've had for years and make sure that it's well represented in the executive, and it gives me some comfort. So some, not all. It's still not me, but okay. So listen, I need to do the formal stuff. Our independent auditors reviewed our financial statements. If anybody wants to spend more time with them, come and find me and we can talk money. And concluded that our financial position, our accounting practices, and our internal controls are impeccable. So my job at this point is to bring forward 2 motions. Right, Rita? Mm-hmm. Thank you. And the first motion is that I'll put forward the motion. I'm looking for somebody to second it, please. If we can have a motion to, I'm putting forward the motion that we approve the audited financial statements for the year ending in December 31st, 2018. Or 17. 17?
Thanks for helping
17. This really is the same speech from last year, aside from the haiku. So can I have somebody second that? What's your name? Hillary Leps. Leps. Thank you. All in favor of this? Any objections? Any abstentions? Thank you, that's passed.